Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Kind of a Big Deal. I'm Kristen, as you know, and this is my friend.
Hello, I'm Shayne.
And this is the first time I'm doing this, and I'm so excited. Shayne.
Doing this live.
Doing this live.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
doing this, not live, but like in person.
Person.
Yes. Typically, I'm interviewing across a screen. So to be here with you in a space is exciting and fun for me. So if this goes terribly wrong, it's all okay. It's all an experiment. We got to shoot our shots, right? And see how it goes. Shayne very lovingly and kindly actually was the one to suggest this because she uses this beautiful space. And she'll tell you more about why and how she uses the space. But I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited too. This is fun. We're going to have some fun.
We are going to have some fun. We've already been having a lot of fun. Too much fun. We were like, this is productivity. Yes. Having fun. I was introduced to Shayne through a mutual friend, Tamiko, who I've interviewed on the show. And it's like my very favorite kind of connection lately when it is another amazing woman introducing me to another amazing woman. Because you automatically know that you're going to connect in some way. But when Shayne and I first chatted, it was just so apparent how authentically she lives, how much care she takes in her work. But she's also hilarious and so much fun.
Goofy.
Goofy
is what she's trying to say.
Goofy, yes, same. So this is probably another reason why we're kindred spirits. But she can also go deep, like can also drop into conversation and talk about the hard stuff and the real stuff, which for me is just, it means I could talk to you forever. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. And thanks to Tamiko.
Yes.
Shout out
to
Tamiko.
I'm so used to having all my notes that aren't seen, but now you all will see that I have all my notes here. I think where I want to start, Shayne, is you recently went through your own kind of big evolution after selling a very successful company and reaching a point where you realized that was no longer the life you wanted to have. It was no longer what you wanted to be holding. And maybe let's start in that season of that change. And how did you know it was time to make a change?
Well, I think for years I had that intuitive ting, that ping.
Something was off.
That something was off, but I was all in. So what do you do? Like when you put everything in to a company, you can't just cut bait and run.
Because how long had you had the company? Like before you decided to release it?
It was 10 and a half years.
Yeah, that's a long time to build something.
10 and a half years.
Yeah.
So I started when I was 39.
Okay.
And I started thinking of my son. I have an older son who's a financial advisor, very successful. He's 30. And at the time he was in college. And so my mind, as we do, as mothers, we think of our children.
Right.
And so my mind was thinking this business is going to be the legacy for my son. He'll take over, yada, yada.
Yeah.
As he grew up, he didn't want to take over.
Right.
He wanted to go out on his own. So those 10 years, while I was just staying in it, it really was mostly for him and survival.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then those pings kept coming.
They got a little louder and louder.
Yeah, well, to be completely honest, I ran myself ragged.
Yeah.
My health took a toll. In the finance world, not everybody's experience, but it's a fraternity.
Yeah.
And if you're not a young buck wanting to be in this fraternity, that was pretty cutthroat. Yeah, it was brutal. So it took a toll.
I'm imagining you were in that world before you decided to launch your own business then.
So literally started in the role, took all my licenses, and then just started the business.
Okay. So you were out of the gate with your
out of the gate. It was
the
kind
added pressure of building in real time and trying to like mold yourself.
Oh yeah, it was like knocking on everybody's door. Can you talk to me?
Yeah. And you don't have to give all of the details. It's so it's interesting to me. My very first interview was with my friend Glenda. And she's kind of created something called the power pause because it's all around. She had a very similar
Wait, is there a book?
Not yet, but there should be.
There's a book. There is a book.
Literally called The Power.
I just saw it.
Oh, funny.
In El Dorado Hills, there's a little alchemy bookstore.
Yeah.
And it's called The Power Pause.
Okay, well, she's gonna have to think of a different title then.
Tell her. Yeah.
But a very similar experience in that she had built her whole life around this career and was traveling, 5 days out of the week, and had such a health scare. She was out of commission for 7 weeks. And she's like, I really wish it wouldn't have taken the universe like knocking me over the head with such force for me to get it.
Yeah.
And you and I were talking about this before we started recording. Like, what is it as women that we need to do to cultivate some of this so that we don't have to get knocked over the head or run into the brick wall? All the experiences that we've all had, we're not all to be like, women, we don't need to do this.
Yes. I warn my friends, I warn my clients, you either take the pause now or you will have to.
Yes.
So make the decision for yourself, or like me, I had to.
Yeah.
There was no... And as women, as mothers, I'm a single mother. So going to these conferences or going to my CE classes or, working, my daughter, who was 4 or 5 at the time, she was sitting in these rooms of 100 different financial advisors on her iPad as I was trying to build and get my name out there and network. She was being tagged along everywhere.
Right.
It's not sustainable.
Yes. So financial advisory was your main kind of bread and butter. And even when you had a moment where it was clear that you had to pause, I don't want to assume anything, so stop me if this doesn't feel like the right direction, but I can imagine there might be still some challenge in, like, outwardly, it feels like you've built this successful life, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure externally people were like, wow, you've done it all. Like, you've built the family, you've got the thing, you're, doing it all. Was it difficult for you then to, even in the moment of recognizing there needed to be a change, to say, I'm ready to leave that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sick to my stomach for months.
Yeah.
Knowing the inevitable was I was going to sell off the investment parts, pieces of the business. I knew hardline, I did not want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But to give that up, knowing I sacrificed so much, health, a beautiful home, when we first started, sold the home, used the equity to so all these sacrifices, it was a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But getting my health back, going through my healing journey, finding out what my purpose was, there's no way I would go back.
Yes. Yeah.
Even though it's still scary.
Yes, I know. I literally wrote that down, never going back.
Never
Because
going
when
back.
Fee and I chatted first, I was like, never going back. That is such a powerful, and because I feel similarly, which is, it kind of feels like once you've gotten a peek behind the curtain and you can see like what a racket a lot of it has been, you're like, I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to do that. Like, if we're still working hard, and we talked a lot about this too, which is what is the kind of tension between productivity and running and moving, and also knowing that you need the tools to be able to slow down and take a breath and take a beat.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of, I think, level of, hustle is the wrong word, but I think to know that there is a way to bring those practices into your world while still building, while still being ambitious. This woman is very ambitious. She's going to be doing a lot of incredible things. It's not like she's hanging out.
But it's a matter of believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Even though you succeed or you come out of the struggle, you get through all these hurdles in business.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women struggle with believing truly in themselves enough to walk away
From something.
that
Feels secure.
pays your bills and allows you to go on vacation, blah, 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 to like, oh, where's the revenue? Where's the revenue coming from?
You don't know me. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And so I actually found through my healing journey that I do now believe in myself.
Yeah.
That somehow I'm going to make it work.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way. And I got that grit and that perseverance from both my fathers, my father and my stepfather. They made it happen. And I think I inherited that.
How beautiful. And what a lovely, same. My dad is a very, never give up. like
Yeah.
keep going and keep showing up. There's a quote that's like, keep showing up and life will reward you.
Yeah.
And I believe that in so many
Yeah.
ways. It doesn't mean it's not going to be hard or we're not going to have challenges, but there is something to show for it. So Shayne, as she was moving out of the company that she did own into what she's doing now, 6 months sabbatical, is that what you took?
Oh, well, it started 3 months,
Okay. Yes.
went to 6, then ended up almost a year.
Okay. I don't think I ever knew that part. Okay. So, but talk about this because I think this is the evolution, right? And of course, it continues after.
Yeah.
We're always evolving, but it kind of feels like there's a marker in the sand at some point for people where it's like,
Yeah.
this is when things really started to change
Yeah.
for me. And you engaged in all kinds of incredible, I don't want to say experiments for yourself, but you
Yeah.
started engaging with things that maybe you hadn't.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I asked for help. We don't ask for help.
Right.
We want to tackle it all on our own.
Yeah.
We want to solve the problems. We don't want to share with others. Even our girlfriends, like, oh,
Something's a little wrong.
something's wrong. So that was the first step, was asking for help
Yeah.
and letting people know vulnerably that while you saw the smile, you saw the awards, you saw all this pomp, right? Like, I was dying inside. I was struggling really hard inside. So I asked for help and I decided to take the sabbatical for 3 months. And so I had a team that 3 months, 3 days a week. It was therapy, spiritual healing, and a life coach. And it was doing some brutal internal work.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That stuff, the willingness to go there, I think is not actually everyone's truth. Right. A lot
Yeah.
of times we can
Yeah.
hit these hard moments and just keep trying to power through or just like get the next thing. Or do you know if there was something in you that was like, no, you need to start? Like, what was the thing?
Oh, you're going to make me cry. Shoot. Didn't know I was going to share.
And we don't have to, if there's anything you
No.
want to share, please don't.
Well, you know me. I am a huge proponent of people hearing your voice, and that helps other people.
Yeah.
Storytelling is huge. I hit a really dark moment,
Yeah.
health-wise, through some family issues, losing my mom, having some struggles with my oldest son, where I wasn't sure I wanted to go forward. Didn't know how to go forward in my life. So that was kind of like, I got scared.
Yeah.
I got really scared because, again, I have my daughter at home.
Right.
And I was forced, the universe was forcing me to make a decision.
Yes.
Like,
Either
die or live.
now. Wow. Oh my gosh.
And that's where I was at.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, to think about what it takes to walk through that
Yeah.
and to sit here now. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What a transformation. It's not to say that there's not still struggles or
Oh, no. Yeah.
questions,
Yeah.
but, and to then ask yourself the hard questions amidst
Yeah.
going through these intense feelings and thoughts, I can imagine
Yeah.
that took you to places that maybe you hadn't expected.
It was so scary.
Yeah.
It was so scary.
Do you feel like, as you started working with people and asking these questions, I feel like sometimes I say I talk about this a lot, like asking yourself the hard questions, and maybe that requires a little bit of explanation because maybe we all have our own version of that.
Because I used to hear people go, "Oh, do the work," and I used to go, "Can I curse on this show?" Or like, okay, I'd be like, "What the fuck is the work? What are you talking about?"
All the fucking time.
I work all the time. What are you talking? So I thought that was woo woo.
Yes.
I didn't understand what they were talking about.
Totally.
They'd be like, "Oh, you can live an extraordinary life, do the work," and I'm like, "What does that mean?"
What is asking her questions? What
I'm
is
a single mom. I gotta keep the lights
time for
on.
this.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The sabbatical, I've also heard people saying, "Oh, I took a sabbatical." And I'm like, "Oh, they must have a rich partner or husband or whatever." Like, what is that? You would be surprised. I'm no longer surprised at what women can do.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was saying, you would be surprised at what you can do if you burn the boat and just all in.
Yeah.
So asking those inner questions was doing the inner work. It was talking to my childhood self saying, what are the traumas that you haven't faced?
Yeah.
And I had to go all the way back to childhood. Everything I was going through started
Rooted somewhere. Right.
It was rooted childhood, then adolescence, then as a young adult, making some serious mistakes as a young mother. And I had to go back and learn to forgive myself for those things that happened.
Oof. That is so hard.
I was crying all the time. And I'm like, why am I crying more now?
Like, I'm supposed to be feeling better, but that's part
But
of
then
it.
something changes.
Yes, the catharsis.
And you go, oh, this is what you mean healing.
Yeah.
This is what you mean.
Now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Was there anything, if you're willing to share, that maybe surprised you throughout that time? Like something that you uncovered about yourself that you were like, oh, I ask this. Sometimes I ask questions because of my own experience. Like I remembered certain things about myself that I had completely good things too, right? Like not just the hard stuff,
Yeah.
but oh, I forgot I liked X, Y, and Z, or this thing feeds me, and I had totally put it way over on the side for so
Yeah.
long. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if there was anything
Well,
like that for you.
I had there was a lot of abuse and stuff happening in my childhood. And then I had my son at 20. So I never got to know who Shayne was.
Yes, right.
I didn't get to go live my 20s and 30s and kind of like
do the thing.
No. So there were tons of things that I found. One of them was piano. I went back. Okay, guys. I went back, signed up for piano classes. I was literally with this silly drawstring backpack with these like 6, 7, 8-year-olds sitting in class waiting for my piano teacher.
Oh, that's so cute. I love it.
Such a funny picture, but it was finding that childlike wonder and curiosity again.
Yes.
Like who is Shayne? What does she want to do? I started my sabbatical when I was 50. So I never asked those questions. Like, what do I enjoy? And that's when like the floodgates opened. Yeah, it's been an amazing ride ever since.
And you're still doing piano?
So because of the new business venture, I had to
put it down for a minute.
Put that down for a minute. But yeah, I'm writing a book right now. There's so many things that I never would have allowed myself to do before.
I think you just hit it. The allow ourselves is, it's the belief in ourselves and it's the allowing ourselves. I hear this word a lot. I hadn't allowed myself, or what is it going to look like if I allow? I think there's like a fear of, well, if I allow myself this, does that mean I'm letting everything go that has mattered to me? Like, it doesn't have to be that you're throwing the entire baby out with the bathwater. Sometimes, right, there are pieces that still resonate or you can hold on to that feed you going forward. But a lot of times there are things that it's like, in order to bring back this thing that fulfills me, I'm going to have to let something go.
Yeah.
And it can feel hard, right? You want like we are humans of safety and security. So even letting go of something that doesn't serve us anymore can feel scary.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wholeheartedly believe closing the door opens so many more.
Yeah. Right.
So scary. It is so scary, but once you do it, you're like, oh, what was I scared about?
Oh, I know. It's like you just got to get in a couple of those shots, I think, to feel it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what are you focused on now? Tell us about the incredible work that you do and how you work with women.
So I launched in January of this year, Mindful Abundant Strategies.
We can hold on. It's really beautiful, actually. I don't know if we can see it. Maybe not. I'll have to put it in at the end, but this is her beautiful brochure.
Yeah. So funny story. So I'm in the sabbatical. I'm going through the healing process. And I've always done meditation. I've been a really good meditator for the last 15 plus years. Started out only being able to meditate for like 1 or 3 minutes.
Right.
But I really honed the practice during my sabbatical. So I took meditation and I introduced sound healing to it.
Had you experienced sound healing before that?
Never.
So what was the door opening to that?
My spiritual advisor
Okay.
introduced me to sound healing.
Okay.
I was blown away by the way it made me feel. So I was like, okay, but hold on. So prior to the sound healing, I was with my doctor and she was like, hey, we're going to have to put you on medication for blood pressure, cholesterol, you're pre-diabetic, you need to lose weight, your kidneys are failing. Like I was sick.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, before I take all those meds, hold on. Let me just see if I can get rid of the stress.
Yeah.
Stress is the killer. So meditation practice, I was adamant. Every day I meditated. Then I was introduced sound healing. Okay, so I go through the 3 months, first months of sabbatical. And on the 4th month, I go back to my doctor and I had to redo my labs. And she was like,
only 3
it was the 4th month.
Okay.
4 months. I go back to my doctor. She runs the tests. My AC levels dropped.
Whoa.
No longer needed blood pressure medication.
Oh my God.
My cholesterol dropped. My kidneys were fine. All of it.
Science, people.
And she asked me, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, what did you take? Did you?
like
She thought I went somewhere and took some. That's when I was like, hold on, this isn't just feel good.
Yes.
And then I dove into learning, okay, give me the science behind sound healing and meditation, stress, our neural pathways, all of it. Then I got geeked out because that's what I do.
Yeah.
And that's when I went and got my certifications.
That is so incredible.
Yeah.
So we were talking earlier about how so much of our past challenges or traumas live at the theta.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
our
right?
long-term memories,
Yes.
our habits are in our theta state. This is our brain.
And how does sound healing help kind of like get into that space?
So sound bowls are at 432 hertz. And at that frequency in meditation or as you're in a sound bath, you're bringing your brain wave down to the theta state.
Right.
So when you're there and in meditation, maybe they're guiding you to release limiting beliefs. For me, what I do with clients is I have them journal, give them specific prompts to think about while they're in the sound healing. That's how you rewire your brain. You're teaching your brain and creating new neural pathways.
Yeah.
So now you have new habits. You're affirming
Totally
these.
like tire treads or whatever.
Yep.
It's like literally
Yep.
changing the makeup
Yeah.
of your brain.
And it was all of the research that Harvard Medical School was doing and showing in these studies that it promotes, obviously it relaxes you because you want to get to that theta state. But in theta, if your brain is receptive to all those new information, new habits, affirming beliefs, and so when you do that over time, you are creating those new neural pathways that are healthy.
I think it's helpful for folks. Like I'm woo woo. I'm very woo woo. My dear friends will tell you, like, I want to believe, right? Some folks you were sharing even for yourself, like you needed to.
I needed the science
behind this, right? This is not. It is, and we got to think of a different.
I love woo woo. I
You like
when somebody is like, "Oh, is this woo woo?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, it is!" Like, I don't get it.
I think because to your point, some folks, right, if you haven't been introduced to some of this, it can feel almost what's the word I'm looking for? Like embarrassing. Not does this make sense? Like I don't like what I don't want to go like this feels
Oh my God.
or silly. Like it can feel
Silly or like
ridiculous.
God, I don't have time to sit there for an hour and meditate or do this or that. Like that's just
So what's some of the like
and let me tell you, my friends and close friends and family members won't come.
Oh, really?
And I watch my friends running themselves ragged like I was.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just
not there yet.
Not there yet. They slowly but surely, but some of them are like, nope, it's not for me. And I'm like, well, it's not
You haven't even tried it
a
yet.
religion.
Yeah.
It's just giving yourself. Yeah, yeah.
Has that been tricky for you at all in this kind of like new shaping of your identity and the way you're received, by folks that you care about? Is there anything for you that's been hard about that? Like as you take this new form essentially in the world, right?
Yeah.
Like you've been doing this work in some ways, even before this, like as you're working with clients and whatnot, but it looks like a very different
It looks
container.
different. Yeah. So the trick is that I no longer care.
Yeah.
So in my old business, it was, how is everyone perceiving me?
Right.
What do they think of me?
Right.
Do they think I'm a good, business person?
Right.
I was so worried about all of that.
Yes.
Now I don't give two F's. I love woo-woo. I love life. I'm doing it for me. This is the first time in 50 years that I'm doing something for me.
Yes.
And I'm not really bothered by whether or not somebody comes, because the right people will come.
Yes. Yes.
The right clients will come. And you're right. I'm not just sound healing and being woo woo, which I could do that all day.
Right.
Like I would love to, but I am incorporating aspects of my finance life and some of those clients. It's the money mindset. It's the habits. Yes, I am bringing that in. But I don't care. I never thought I would say that.
I know, same. Like, what is that, do you think? I am a people pleaser by nature.
Yes.
And some of that is not always bad, right? Like, I've actually had to reframe some of this for myself, because for so long I think it's like people pleasing equals bad. I think many times it's you want people to feel seen, you want people to feel heard, right?
Yeah.
So like that's some of the people pleasing is making sure folks feel good
And you give them that
cared
space.
for and all of that. The dark side of that is when you're putting your own needs and desires and wants in back of everybody else's needs and wants and desires, right? In order to make sure that they feel what they need to feel. And so I think so much of my caring about what I was doing was part of it was that.
Yeah.
Part of it was, feeling like and it's so weird because I think no one would ever tell you this about me during that stage of my life, that like I gave a shit about my title or any of the things, but it still gave me some sense of self-respect, I think too, like my identity, not just externally, but like, oh, I'm this thing.
Yeah.
And like I have X salary and I'm doing the da-da-da-da, and I'm like really doing it.
Yeah.
And then when that got stripped away so dramatically, and I was left with the detritus of like, what am I and what is this? And I now have this beauty, and I'm wondering if I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but I promise I'm getting back to a point, which is I now have this beautiful benefit of having seen what it looks like to have like not a whole lot, to then like having a whole lot, title, money, all the things, to then not having a lot again.
Yeah.
And there's no change in my foundational contentment or like joy. I was still that same person throughout those stages.
Yeah.
But I think I thought I would feel when I was over here at the quote unquote top of the mountain, like I had like made it or something.
Yeah.
And I never felt like that. Like I felt like there's still something maybe missing. But I think what I'm trying to get at is, even though your journey is different, we've still seen enough. We've felt enough. We've experienced some heavy, heavy darkness and some real lows. And I do think once you've had to crawl out of that a couple times, then you're like, I don't give a shit, because I'm going to crawl out of here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do this for myself finally. Or if I'm going to climb the mountain again, it better be for something good, or it better be for something that feels aligned, right?
I think I have more joy now having less.
Yes.
And I would put money on, if you would talk to everyone that's made it.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means for you. I've made it. I would probably tell you that they're less happy. So when folks saw me, I had something to prove. Again, I had these traumas, these things that I needed to deal with that I never did. So I lived a life of I have to prove to all these guys that
I'm
I
meant to
could
be
do
here.
this.
Yeah.
That I'm meant to be in these rooms, these spaces. So I'm going to go harder.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all the awards. I'm going to get the accolades. But it was never ending.
Yes.
So the joy was fleeting. I don't even remember some of the events or I have no recollection. Now, stepping away, I have so much more joy. And that business afforded me to, we did a lot, right? We did travel, but I have more joy now, literally walking to the park.
Yeah.
I wouldn't exchange that. I never realized that you could have that back then. So, of course, I didn't make any changes.
Right.
Knowing that now, and that's what I want to give to other women.
Yeah.
You can have more, because if we do fill our cup first, if we do fill ourselves up internally, you will have more abundance.
Right.
And that abundance could be joy, could be happiness, could be money, blah, 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 because you feel good.
Yeah.
So you're doing better by your family. You're doing
Yes.
better by your clients. You're doing better. I didn't believe in that at the time. I thought, no. I'm going to give more time. I'm going to be this. I'm going to give more.
Right.
And let me tell you, people will take it as long as.
Absolutely. You train people exactly how they're meant to.
And then you go
receive
through the sabbatical, which I shared with people. I've shared on Instagram and Facebook kind of like what my journey was. And I took off social media and then came back on and said, here's what you would be surprised at. Where is everybody? Where are all those people that you gave?
Where are they now?
Where are they now?
I see.
That,
Whoa.
do they call and say, hey, are you okay?
Wow.
No.
Oh my gosh.
So you have to find, so for me, I realized and found that I was my own miracle. I was my own savior.
Yes.
Nobody else was going to show up. No one's calling. No one's knocking on the door. They're busy with their own lives too.
Right.
But you also have to realize you give so much people pleasing. Please yourself first, because those people might be gone. They won't show up.
I think that's so true, not just for folks who are on their own entrepreneurial journey, but even if you're in a full-time role, and even if you love it, even if you work for a great company. I was listening, Trent Shelton, have you ever heard his podcast? He's great. He was like a former NFL player, went through deep, deep darkness because he then got sidelined, got hurt, whatever, and had to pull himself out. Now has a beautiful podcast that talks a lot about all of these things. And he was saying how you will be replaced no matter what. I don't care how amazing you are.
Yeah.
You're replaceable. And so even if you've found yourself in a great company with a great role, it's still important to do the work, because we never know, right? Life gets disrupted. Things are changing very fast.
Right.
And we don't know where we're headed right now as a world. And so it's like to do the work, I think, do the work.
We're doing the work.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
How obnoxious do we
it
sound?
is so obnoxious. You guys are hating you. But no, you have to be content with yourself.
Yes.
No matter what.
What are the questions that we can be asking ourselves? Because I think it's also not just, this isn't like a one and done. Like, oh, you go through this evolution and now I'm like secured. It's like a constant.
It's a constant
practice. And we were talking earlier about how 3 years now post the implosion of the company I was working at, the first year, the first 6 months are just dramatic and awful. And then you start to come out of it. And if you're kind of in this evolution, you start to become so present and so aware and so conscious of all of these things. But then a couple years later, you start to like maybe fall back into some bad habits. And my consciousness or my need to feel like I'm doing something, or especially if you're building a business, it's like I could be doing something every hour of the day.
Right.
If I wasn't careful about it.
Right.
What are some practices that you have for yourself that it's like, that you have containers that you've built in, that it's like, if you start to kind of go back.
Off path. So remind me to tell you the quote that I have framed. But during my journey, this first initial year, I found Buddhism.
Okay.
And I followed the teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh.
Okay.
And he was a Buddhist monk, very famous, his practice of mindfulness. And this, okay, so here's the woo-woo. This is going to sound funny.
We're just going to title this
This is
episode
the woo-woo. Yes. Being present in the now. Our life and time is only right now.
Yeah.
Time isn't in the future, right? There's no such thing. The time is now, and you can't go into the past. So if we want to look to the past and all these what ifs, what did I do wrong, what blah, 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 that's the internal suffering that we're inflicting on ourselves.
Right.
If we look to the future, that's that anxiety, that worry.
Yeah.
Oh, what if this doesn't happen? What if I run out of money?
Right.
What if I blah, blah, blah? So we're causing it to ourselves. So the practice of mindfulness is like staying in this moment. So this might sound weird, but like just sitting here, looking at your beautiful blue eyes, like being in the moment, watching your smile, listening to like literally staying in that moment.
Yeah.
So if I'm washing the dishes, the water's touching my hand. Right. I'm watching the water. This sounds, watching the water.
I'm here for all of it.
I'm soaping my hands. I'm blah, blah. Practicing that throughout the day.
Yeah.
When you get sidetracked, oh my God, like the peace just comes because we can go back and to the bad habits. So I've been practicing mindfulness, chanting, kind of just staying in the present moment. And it has given me so much more joy and gratitude with my daughter, who I have a year with before she goes off to college. So sitting and actually like put the freaking phone down.
Totally. I know.
And when you do that, you're like, oh my God, look at that amazing moment.
Yes.
But you'll miss it.
If you're over here. Yes.
Yep. So the framed quote is, when you go back to bad habits, you betray yourself and erode your self-trust.
Ooh, oh.
It hurts.
In our conversation, I go, ooh.
I got the goosebumps. I have it framed because I'm like, oh, wait, I'm doing it to myself. Nobody else cares about the bad habits.
Right, right. Yes, exactly.
It's you're eroding your self-trust. You're betraying. When I read that the first time, and gosh, I wish I remember where I read that. And maybe I tweaked it a little bit.
Sure.
Okay. But
it speaks to you. That's what matters.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I'm not betraying myself. So I catch myself, especially in business, the new venture, right?
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm running. Oh, hold on. So the non-negotiable is that routine, creating that routine. And that's what I work with clients now is that routine.
I feel like when you said gratitude, also that that word was in my mind.
Yeah.
Then you said it. And I think when you're in these practices, you do look at your day differently.
So
the
different.
way the way you receive what's happening during the day, or like I live in a great neighborhood in Sacramento that I adore, and I dropped the kids off at school at this school that we adore and this community that we love, and I went by and I go to this gym where it's like part of this community, and then there's a coffee shop right there, and it's like and then there's a little market where you can go get your thing of milk, and I like was just like
yeah.
amazing. And I'm like, oh my God, I would miss this.
Yeah.
5 years ago, me was not even like, it was like, oh, like something felt hard or something. And it's not to say, this is not some toxic positivity bullshit. I think it's like, it helps equip you for when things are hard.
When things are hard,
because you have a different set of tools. And if you have gratitude, then things just feel different. And it's not like a gratitude journal, all that. I think there's different practices for everyone. But for me, what really works is just looking at my day with that lens of, whoa, what kind of cool thing is going to happen?
How great did that happen? And I almost feel like now I owe it to every person that's struggling, that doesn't get to have a great neighborhood.
Yes.
A great coffee shop, a great this.
Yes.
I feel like I owe it to my ancestors who struggled, who were farm workers, to go back, you know what I mean, and speak to them and say, oh my God, I'm so grateful that you didn't give up and gave me the opportunity. Like, I feel like we owe that. We owe that gratitude and that, I don't know, joy of life because they struggled.
That's such an important point because I think it's easy for me to sit here in this moment and say these things because I happen to be in a season of life where things are okay.
Yeah,
Things can still feel hard, right? And there's
of
anxiety,
course.
different
Right.
things. But generally speaking, my needs are taken care
We're
of.
okay. Yep.
Not everybody that's the reality for.
No.
There's communities that are under resourced and folks that are living in pain. So
Yeah.
how like that's a different conversation. It's not
Yeah.
just like go feel grateful. So like how
Yeah.
do we work, right? Is there
I
work
think I would want somebody to slap me if I was like, just be grateful of,
exactly,
of your
exactly.
life.
Like that's some
I'd be
bullshit.
like,
Yes, like just see me over here struggling.
I think that's the power of our voices and storytelling.
Yeah.
I think for me, I know that in my journey, there were women that went through similar things.
Yeah.
And the only way I knew about that so that I can learn
Talking about it,
was
saying
by
it.
talking about it.
Right. Yeah.
There's an actress, Jennifer Esposito.
Yes. I remember you telling me about
She was
her.
in
Yes.
Blue Bloods. She's a director. She's been in thousands of books. And I was early stages of sabbatical. Go to Barnes and Noble. I bought a woo-woo magazine called like, I don't know, Mindfulness or something, right? And she wrote an essay. And that essay, so here's this successful actress. She's beautiful. She's on red carpets. She's all of it. And so we
Have
look
this
up, yeah,
perception,
we have
right.
this perception. And in there, she talked about her struggles. She talked about not fitting in. She used words like I used to say that I remember my 50th birthday, I threw this big bash, everything that I wanted. I had all these beautiful people that loved me and showed up, and I felt the loneliest I've ever felt.
Wow.
And I read that in her article, and she said things like, hey, no one's showing up. I knew I needed to get up, get out of this funk. Hearing her words was like, oh,
Yeah.
there are people that are thinking and feeling the same way I was because I thought something was wrong with me.
Totally.
That's what we say. Oh, something's wrong with us.
Right.
Why can't we just be
Like, can I
grateful?
just like buck up?
Yeah.
Or like, you know,
Suck it up.
Yes.
Our parents did it.
I
Are
should
this
be grateful
right?
for X, Y, and Z. Right. Yes.
And it was reading so stories, hearing other women. Then all of a sudden, it opened my eyes to like, and I've always been doing storytelling events with swag and stuff a long time ago, but it never really clicked as much as it is clicking now.
Interesting.
Reading somebody's words and going, oh my God, did you write this for me? There's another woman, Karen Waldron.
I feel like you talked about her.
Karen Waldron wrote a book, I think at maybe age 51.
That's amazing.
Started changing her life. And it was like when I was reading her book, she was saying my words. Wow. And I was like, wait, how do you know what's going on in my head? So I feel that's how we help.
I think so. Two things, and actually three. One, beautiful that you're paying it forward by being so open and vulnerable with your own story, because I think someone will hear this and the same thing will happen for them.
Yeah.
Right? Two is I think sometimes we can know that there are people already having these conversations or like having the books. So it's like, well, why does my voice matter if there's already someone who's said it before?
Yeah.
And I hear that a lot from people.
Yeah.
And I have to battle that myself, frankly, sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you know, someone else is doing X, Y, and Z, and it's so similar. It's like, okay, but there, of the millions of people in the world, do you really think that that one book reached every single? I've never even heard of this author before.
No.
So there is still room, and it's always going to be unique to your own personal experience and the way you say it.
There's so much room.
Right.
For 50 years, I didn't hear any of it.
Right.
And I was hosting storytelling events.
It came into your life at the right time.
Jennifer came in at the right time.
Yes.
Karen. I mean, the universe was putting these people,
Yeah.
amazing people in my path because I needed to learn
Right.
I wasn't alone.
Yes. Yes.
That there are other people. And reach out. We get caught up in like, oh my gosh, this actress. Well, wow, you know, let's put them on a pedestal.
Right.
Guys, I messaged her on Instagram. She wrote me back.
I love that story.
And then I joined a writing class. So I'm writing a book and it was her.
Yeah.
It was her class. And so I'm there with other actresses.
It's so cool.
And I'm like, wait, what? So lesson for me, stop putting people on pedestals.
Everyone's human.
Nobody knows your story, my story. You know what I mean?
It's so hard to do that though. Like it can feel so abstract.
Yeah.
And it can feel like it's a bit over here. But as soon as you start to peel back
really
the layers,
isn't.
it's like everybody is just trying to like survive,
Yeah.
and live a life and,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. So that was going to be my third thing, was actually please share a little bit about your storytelling workshops and the work you do.
Yes.
Because it's so incredible and it sounds so transformational.
Really quick, something that came to my mind though, that while you were saying that, is Barack Obama said that he didn't realize how stupid people were at the highest level until he got there. President. He was like, I'm sitting around, but we put these people because of titles,
Exactly.
or what have you,
Or what positions
so
they have.
don't put me on a pedestal. Reach out. I'll call you back. And so the storytelling events. So we just had one last weekend.
Yes. It sounded amazing.
We start out with journaling, intention setting, sound healing, meditation, and we guide women through a workshop on how to just take one story, whatever it is, your 50th birthday, and write an impactful story within 3 and 4 minutes that could help another person, that could either impact another woman or lead them to make a change. So we had women share different walks of life, different age groups, and it's so powerful. Especially, I mean, the courage that these women have to be able to stand up and voice their stories. And even the people that didn't and just sat and supported and asked questions. I mean, it's transformative. So these women were like, oh my God, how do we do this again? How do we do this more? We need to be sharing stories. You move people, you can change their life. You never know what your words will do. Because that happened to me.
Exactly.
It saved me to hear other people. So yeah, we host the storytelling events. I'm hoping to have more. So if you're interested, let me know so that we can schedule one. Another workshop that we are going to have, it isn't storytelling, but it is helping women with their relationship with money. And we'll be having the money conversation with each other. Forget the shame, forget the embarrassment. Nobody cares that you don't have 100,000 in your savings account. Just talk from like authentic self. And if you go back, now I'm going back woo-woo again. If you go back,
Don't I'm just fixing my necklaces.
way back in time, they were holding these women's circles all the time. They stood in community. Right? When one person was, you know, menstruating or going through, like the whole village went it together. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to create. That's the goal of the new venture, is creating a gathering space where women feel like they're going to hold each other up. You know, we say it, oh, I have my friends and I have a village. But there's a lot of us that may think we have that. But again, there's no one coming. So we need to build that.
Yes. One of my friends that I recently interviewed, she's the director of education for the Roberts. I'm going to mess this up. Roberts Family Foundation, Roberts Center.
Roberts Family Development Center.
Thank you.
RFPC.
Like, I know.
My favorite.
Thank you. She's their director of education. And she talked a lot about how working in community, it's who's your 3 a.m. phone call? Like, who is it?
Right.
And if you don't have it, we got to get that for you. Because if you don't have that, then survival is not going to look the same. And I immediately voice noted my 3 a.m. phone call. I love you. Thank you. My person.
We call it the person, who are you going to call? They won't ask any questions at 3 a.m. And you say,
get in the car. Let's go.
Come here now. Right? They're like,
I'm here.
Don't ask any questions. Just show up.
That's right.
That's the person.
It's a big deal.
So
the question I ask every woman towards the end of our time is, it's so funny because some of the questions I typically ask, you've already answered just by virtue of being you and by sharing your story. So thank you for that. You know, part of it is like, how has your idea of success evolved? And I think you've started to touch on that, but maybe articulate that a little bit more.
I think success for me now is being able to live healthy. That's success. Being able to see my daughter off. You know, my son's married. He's established. Success now isn't, oh, how many more purses can I buy or where I can, I've done all that.
Yeah.
Success for me is like, oh, I know who I am now. I know what I enjoy. I love life. And I have to say, I didn't say that that long ago.
Right.
Also, slowing down means more. I've learned that.
Yeah.
Like slowing down and creating that abundance within, it then flows outwardly.
Yeah.
Things start coming to you that you're like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, that's success.
I love that.
Yeah.
That leads me right into the last question, which is, and it's interesting because you touched on this earlier also when you were sharing that you had thought your legacy was going to be leaving this business to your son, right?
Yeah.
And then seeing this shift in real time for yourself and going, oh,
Yeah.
that's not the legacy he wants. So re-identifying and kind of defining that for yourself. I like to ask everyone, what does it mean for you now? What does building a legacy mean to you? And with the recognition that this can still change and evolve.
Yeah.
But for this moment, for the season that you find yourself in, what does building a legacy mean to you?
I'm getting emotional again. Knowing that it ends with me, the trauma, the abuse, and my daughter sees a woman not able to buy the Gucci purse, a woman that is following just her own dreams, that I get to be that for her, that she gets to see like everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you want to do. So that's the legacy. I don't want to leave behind anything else, any money, any this and that. I just want her to know that she's more than enough.
Yeah.
She's worthy and she doesn't have to do all the things that I did to prove to anybody. And that, life is just, it's joyful.
Yes.
And it can be joyful.
Yes.
If I keep her from having to go through what I've gone through,
Isn't that the thing?
that's it. That's it. Because it's funny, like it started generations and generations. I took on so much of what my grandmother, my great grandmother, everybody went through. Now I do realize it's a gift, they're hardships, but I took all that on, and knowing now that my grandchildren at one point won't have that. That's like,
yes. Hell yeah.
that's
it. That's everything.
Yeah.
Woo. Yes. I'm getting teary eyed.
Sorry.
I mean, I feel it too, right? Like I think about that. I have a daughter and a son, 10 and 7. And it always comes back to that for me too, which is like, but you said it perfectly, like you are enough.
Yeah.
How is it built in them that they have their own foundational awareness of self that they can keep coming back to, and they don't need anybody to speak into that for them.
Right.
And like, what a gift to not have to go through 40 years.
Yeah, right. And we're the mirror.
Yeah.
Right. Because I repeated all the traumas that my mom and my grandmother and everybody else went through.
Yeah.
She won't have to do that.
Totally.
And that's
they'll
just
have their own challenge there, but
of course,
let it not be that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you to Miko for this incredible.
Thank you to Miko. Yeah.
Can I give you a hug?
Yes.
So much. This was amazing.
Yes.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.